The Steelers were left for dead. They suffered 2 straight losses after their 4-1 start. Lamar gets back healthy, and all of a sudden, despite the Steelers having the best record in the AFC North, the Ravens are still some way, somehow favored by Vegas to win the AFC North. That's disrespect. Everybody thought that the Steelers season was over after their 2 back-to-back losses against the Bengals and the Packers, that they were going to be an 8-win team. They were going to end up folding in the second half of the season like we've seen them do the last couple of years under Mike Tomlin. But no. The Steelers got Aaron Rodgers. They got Jalen Ramsey. They got Darius Slay. They still got Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. One thing that everybody forgot about the Steelers while they were counting them out against the Indianapolis Colts was that the Steelers have a locker room full of guys with a lot of pride and guys that weren't going to allow what has transpired with the Steelers in the second half of the last couple of seasons to transpire again. And you saw the Steelers against the Indianapolis Colts play Steelers football. It wasn't pretty. The offense did what they needed to do. The defense completely dominated. 6 turnovers, 5 sacks. They held the best offense in the NFL to the worst outing of the season. They shut down the front runner for MVP and Jonathan Taylor. They had Daniel Jones looking like Daniel Pennies again. The special teams was on point. This was Steelers football, and I've never been prouder to be a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers than what I am right now after their performance against the Indianapolis Colts. Any offense that has to go up against the Steelers defense, brother, watch out for Jalen Ramsay. He may be washed as a corner, but at safety, he's the best in the NFL. I thought that Jalen Ramsay was about to get arrested for attempted murder with how he was damn near trying to decapitate Michael Pittman. Like, I don't know what Michael Pittman did to piss off Jalen Ramsay, but Jalen Ramsay was trying to knock his damn head off his freaking shoulder, man. I thought that Jalen Ramsay was going to walk out of that stadium in handcuffs for trying to kill Michael Pittman. Any receiver that's trying to get home to their family after the game better watch themselves, and they better not dare run them around in the middle of the field with Jalen Ramsay lurking at safety, because Jalen Ramsay is looking to send you straight to the emergency room. He's trying to give you CTE. If you're trying to get back home to your family after you play the Steelers, you better avoid Jalen Ramsay at all costs, because this brother is a headhunter. He's coming for blood. When he sees you come across that middle, he's trying to give you an instant trip to the emergency room. And I love Jalen Ramsay, because Jalen Ramsay, with the way he plays the game, perfectly embodies everything that we've grown up and grown accustomed to seeing out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have never been more confident in the Steelers' ability to make a run in the playoffs than what I am this year. This is a team that's good enough to make it to the Super Bowl. You don't need a lot of great receivers to win a championship. We just saw the Chiefs make it to the last 3 Super Bowls with Juju Smith-Schuster being their leading receiver. Marquise Hollywood Brown. You don't need a great group of receivers to win championships. What you do need is a quarterback that can take care of the football and play efficient level football. And that's what Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers has single-handedly changed the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. If you take Aaron Rodgers off of this team, they probably only have 2-3 wins. Aaron Rodgers right now has been playing as good as anybody else in the NFL at quarterback. You still have guys like TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, guys that are up there in age but are still playmakers, man. You saw TJ Watt train record in the Indianapolis Colts offensive line. You saw Cam Hayward batting down a bunch of passes at the line of scrimmage. Like, people forget that the Steelers, it's not always about talent with this team. It's not always about style points. What this team is about is finding ways to scrap and claw their way to a win. And that's why I never call for Mike Tomlin's job as much as what a lot of other Steelers fans do. Because this win against the Colts was your typical Mike Tomlin underdog game. There is no coach better than having his team ready to play than Mike Tomlin when they're an underdog. When the Steelers are an underdog, you can expect to get their best effort. And everybody was giving the Colts all their praise with how dominant the offense has been, all the weapons they have compared to the Steelers, whose best weapon is DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren. They like to throw bubble screens to their tight ends. The Steelers have an ugly offense to watch. Nobody's denying that. But Aaron Rodgers, he makes the ugly look beautiful. And watching Aaron Rodgers play in the black and gold as a Steelers fan is a complete blessing. It's just so refreshing to see some competent quarterback for a change, man. For the last 3 years, we had Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, Wash Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. To see Aaron Rodgers play quarterback for the Steelers, I just have a hard time actually believing that is real. Like, I'm like, bro, we're watching Aaron Rodgers. We're watching the bad man go to work. I wouldn't mind seeing Aaron Rodgers return for one more season. I just hope he doesn't go out like how Tom Brady and Peyton Manning did. His body falling apart, not being able to play at the high level that he's been able to play at for the majority of his career. I mean, I love watching Aaron Rodgers play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I got a man crush on Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man, because how can you not? This brother has made the Steelers offense watchable. There was a time when you turned on the Steelers offense, you went to go get you something to drink, you warmed you up something in the microwave, leftovers from the other night, and you would come back and the Steelers were punting the football and the defense was back on the field. This offense was atrocious. And now you got Aaron Rodgers at the helm, even though the Steelers offense still isn't all that great. I mean, at least it's efficient. At least you can trust this offense to get the 20 points. It was a dogfight for the Steelers to even get the 17 points before they got Aaron Rodgers. Hell, the Steelers' best weapon on offense before Aaron Rodgers arrived was Chris Boswell. So the fact that the Steelers have Aaron Rodgers playing as well as what he has, I think that the Steelers have a shot to make a deep playoff run this year. And I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that they're going to be able to knock off the Chiefs. But at least they can win a playoff game. That's what the expectation should be for the Steelers this year. This team just knocked off the hottest team in the NFL. And I don't care what anybody tries to say about Daniel Jones and the Colts' luck so far. Listen, you are what your record says you are. And the Colts right now are tied for having the best record in the NFL. And for the Steelers to just dominate the Colts the way that they did shows you that this is a team that nobody should be overlooking. And that's the mistake that in the NFL and everybody else who was betting against the Steelers made. You overlooked that the Steelers have a bunch of guys in that locker room that have pride. When you put on that black and gold, it's not just for show. It means something. Guys in that locker room hold each other accountable. That's why I was saying, when everybody was making fun of the Steelers' old man team that they were assembling, the retirement home, I was saying, hey, maybe this is the kind of team that the Steelers need to finally go the distance. When you have guys that are veterans that have been in this league for a very long time, guys that have won Super Bowls like Aaron Rodgers, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, you have guys that aren't going to let mediocrity be tolerated. You're going to have guys that knows what it takes to turn around a sinking ship. And that's what you have, and that's what's beautiful when you watch the Steelers play this year.